So in this video I'm going to talk about the new feature of GreenKeeper version 4, which is the ability to save what are known as GKDalt files, which allow multiple course layouts from a single like GSP course file. So when you save your GKD, or in GreenKeeper you click save, it will save a GKD file the first time you do it. Now, whenever you then come to save again, it will then prompt you to either overwrite your existing, which is what you'll do most of the time. You've got a single GKD file that's named the same as your .gsp course file, and that's your primary routing of the course. It's your primary layout. You'll notice when you click save, there's also the ability to save as a GKDalt file, which means you can, rather than redo all your other stuff like your hazards and your out of bounds and all this sort of stuff, you could just, or your pins even, you could just put in a set of T's, which is what I'll do for this course, and have a par 3 layout, just par 3s. Now obviously we have par 3 T's, but you could have like a multiple set of T's that are par 3s, all different par 3s, or you could have a junior layout where all your yardages are much shorter, or you could have a reverse routing layout where you play the course backwards, or lots of different things, which I'll do that in this video as well, to give you how you can do some options for these things. So they would be known as GKDalt files. So we'll drop into GreenKeeper, and we'll see here we have got just my normal course is done. I'll click save, and you'll see this is what you get: existing GK or GK detected. Do you wish to overwrite, or blah blah blah. So this is what you'd normally get, and you'd overwrite existing, save GKD, save your scorecards. You can see it's my arborist version of this. All this stays the same. All good. And just to back that up in our course directory, you can see how we've just got our no trees is the name of this scene. My scorecards, I've got a V2 in here, and my GSP course file. So what you can do, there's lots of different things that you may want as a different layout. I initially am going to go for my reverse layout version. So using one of the tools that's in here is we've got our hole swap tool. So say I want to do at the moment, I've got a this is my layout. So I've got my 1 to 18, starts with a par 5 on hole 1, and my hole 10's a par 4, 427. I want to do a reverse 9s layout, so I can come into my tools here, and I want to swap my front 9 with my back 9, and I want to swap my selected holes. My hole swap is complete. Go into my scorecard now. You can see I now start with the par 4. So I'm playing the back 9 first, and I'm now playing the front 9 second. So this is now a reverse 9s layout. Now previously, let's go back to this just so I can get out of the way. When you go to save, if I now save an overwrite existing, that will become my primary layout, my GKD layout. But I can save as a new alternate layout. So if I click that, you can enter the name of your alternate layout. So the name entered will become the course name for this layout as well as the alt name. So this will change, just so you know that's what you're on it. It won't change how the course appears in game, in like that list you get in game, because that comes from the main GKD file. So I'm going to call this reverse 9 and set name. It says GKD saved because it is a GKD file technically. You can see the name's changed in there. It's now called reverse 9. We're now working in the reverse 9 GKDalt file. But what you'll see now is we now have a reverse 9, because that's what we named it, GKDalt file, a reverse 9 scorecard, and reverse. You see we've got all those the 2 scorecards and the GKDalt file for that layout. And you can do this multiple times. So if you wanted to get back to your GKD file, you'd probably have to reload, would you? Import a different GKD file. Yeah, I didn't bring that in. So yeah, you'd have to, if you want to get back to your main GKD, you'd now exit and then load it, which I will do just to show you what happens there. So if we exit this, I don't need to save it any further. So let's just exit. Yeah, I'll just exit there, wrong button. And we'll relaunch using the GreenKeeper launcher, like we should always be doing in version 4. And we'll load it back up. We'll make use of our most recent box, so we'll load up no trees. So now we've got an alt file. When you load into GreenKeeper and load in a course, if it has an alt file, you'll be presented for an option of which layout you wish to load to mess around in. So you'll see now multiple course layouts are available. So we can either load our original GKD, which is the one with our 9s the normal way around, or we could learn our reverse 9. So I'm going to load in my original GKD. So now you'll notice when we go to our scorecard, we're back to starting on our par 5. So what I'm going to do this time is I am going to delete out, go to my 2s, let's go to hole 1. I'm going to have a multi-tee par 3 setup. So I'm going to delete all my tees. I'm going to go through and I'm going to delete all my tees. There's been a quicker way to do this actually, because I'm also going to change the pars. So that probably would have done it, but I'll do it this way. So now I've got no tees on the course. So I'm going to go into my base, and I'm going to change all my pars to par 3. And there's my tees, and we're going to have 3 sets of par 3 tees. So we're on hole 1, and we're going to have a set of par 3 tees, all from the fairway. Add my selected. Mark a bit bigger. I'll leave my pins exactly the same. I have 100 and I'll have 150 yards. Let's just put on my tree so we can see what we're doing. Make sure we're not blocking ourselves out. So I have a 150 yard shot. I have some at 100 and grab some at 50. There we go. And then I'll go to hole 2. You'll have to know what you're doing here because obviously you've deleted your tees. You could have done this a slightly different way just by moving them, I suppose. It's probably what I should have done. So this is a par 3, so I'll add these in. I'm going to make use of other tee boxes on this one, I think. just to make it interesting. Add my par 3s like that for this one. And you get the gist. So I'll pause and I'll set it all up on camera, off camera. Let's go to hole 3, which I think was this green here, was it? Yeah, so I might use these two. I'll use the fairway for these. So that's unselected. And you can change your green routings as well, so I could swap some pins around, and you can do whatever you want really. Show my these rings. They're on black. The ones I do, that doesn't really matter, does it? I can't remember which order I did it. With white and green. Like that. So yeah, so you see. So I'll quickly run through and do this, and then we'll test it in game. So I'll pause here and just do the rest of my holes. So just to show you can make things very different indeed, I've only done the front 9. So what I'm going to do here is I'm now going to go to pins, and I'm going to delete the back 9 pins. So I've now got a 9-hole course, and I'm going to use the tools. I'm going to do a convert 9 to 18 holes, which is a way that we can do that. Already done. So now on our scorecard, we've got, I did in like various sort of setups. I need to fix the 9th. Bugger, I forgot to fix 9. Go back to our T's. I did black and green the wrong way around there, didn't I? So let's just fix that. Green should be the 50-yard hole, shouldn't it? That's better. So you can see we've now got this as our layout. So we have got a couple of longer ones in there, but it's roughly the same. And then, so we come back into our base. You see we've got set to par 3. And save. Again, we don't want to overwrite existing. We want to save on it. And I'll put multi. Oops. R3. Accidentally pressed got a little bit of slope shader there. Sometimes when you press Y, you realise I'd put that in GreenKeeper. There you go. So yeah, there's your all your GKDalt saves. So we look back in here now. See, we've now got the multi-T par 3 GKDalt with its scorecards. So now if we exit GreenKeeper and load up what's currently the beta but what will be the public version of the game. So what I'll do is I'll just do that now. So let's pause there. So we're now in game, and this is my Yellowstone Arborist version. Now you notice that that was the name that we entered on our main GKD file. That's what it's picking up. As it stands, there's no indication there is alternative layouts. This is a beta feature as part of GS Pro. So things are likely to change over time, but this is how the GKDalt side of things will work. So if we come into play now, and you'll see up here now in the top right you have this course layout drop down. So you see our yellow cent Arbus version is our primary, which is our GKD. If we go into a drop down, you can see we've got our reverse 9 and our multi-T par 3. So if we choose one of those, it changes down the bottom here. It's all from a single course, as in on my drive, in my courses folder. You see we've only got the single GSP course file. We've got our alts that are in here, as well as our main GKD. And it allows us to have multiple layouts within a single course, which is pretty cool, I think. So just to prove it works, so we'll load up the Arbus version, our primary. So I didn't mean to do that. You'll see we've got all our different black tees and things like that. But if we change, I've not actually tried this. We go to multi-tee. Yeah, you see we've got our white, our green, and our black from our multi-tee par 3. On our reverse 9, the yards are the same. But we come to holes. On reverse 9, we're starting with a par 4. We're starting with our par 5. Our par 3 is our 9 tees, 9 pins, 18 tees setup. So if we load into this, we'll play a bit of this. Fairly snappy loading, to be fair, as part of the various improvements with encryption and compression and things like that. Still takes a little while, but not too bad. You can see here we are, and we're at playing our par 3. That's it short. And that's how it works. The lags because I'm recording. And as you can see, I'm not very good with mouse control. So yeah, so that's how the GKDalt multi layout sort of system works with GreenKeeper V4 and GS Pro.